Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Shrikant. Good afternoon, Coach Amitabh.
Very,
Yes,
very good
Shrikant,
afternoon.
over to
Good
you.
afternoon. Good afternoon to all the viewers. Good afternoon, Mola, and good afternoon, Amitabh. For
Very good.
next half an hour to 45 minutes, I'll be the moderator for this, chit chat. First of all, let me introduce myself a little bit, and then I'll ask my panel members also to introduce themselves. I am Shrikant Bhatni. I joined Beyond Red Ocean Consultant recently, took the license from ActionCoach. Before that, I was working with Eureka Forbes, and earlier to that was with HUL and Godrej. Had a long stint in the corporate. Very happy to be part of the ActionCoach and have been meeting, and the response has been extremely much more than what I anticipated. And very, very happy and very content to be making some positive difference to the business and business owners. Here we have the founder of BROC, Mr. Molai Chakraborty himself, and Coach Amitabh, who works from Calcutta. So can I request both of you to a little bit introduce yourself, and then we'll take it on.
Coach Amitabh, you go first.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Amitabh Luthra. I'm running a business of supplying machinery for printing and packaging in Eastern India, which is established since the last 75 years. I've been running it since the last 40 years. And during the quest for upscaling and upskilling my business, I came across Coach Molai Chakraborty, who helped me in really gaining ground very fast in the last couple of years since I've known him. And during the course of our friendship and our association, he was kind enough to ask me to join him as a coach to take care of coaching in Eastern India. And here I am as a coach before you. So I'm playing a dual role, running my own business, which is going by leaps and bounds thanks to Coach Molai Chakraborty's coaching, and also helping other businessmen scale up their business. Thanks, Coach Molai and Coach Shrikant.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Shrikant, and thank you, Amitabh. I think it's been an honor that Beyond Red Ocean Consulting has both of you as our coaches, one leading the Western India practice, and second, Amitabh leading the East India practice. So, quick background: after about 25 years in corporate world, I started my venture Beyond Red Ocean Consulting in 2015. 2019 acquired the license of ActionCoach as the business coaching for SMEs and MSMEs. Since then, the God has been kind and the business has picked up. We have been able to impact about multiple business owners around the country. And in 2022, we expanded our reach and we acquired the exclusivity for East India. And since then, we have clients in Kolkata, in Dhaka. We are making inroads into Guwahati and Bhubaneswar. Bombay has been good, and now Coach Amitabh has been Coach Shrikant, is leading and coaching business owners in Mumbai and surroundings. We thought it was a great opportunity for all three of us to come and share our experiences about what we do and why there is a necessity for business coaching in this country. And with that, I hand over to Coach Shrikant for taking us through this journey.
Thank you, Molai. I will start with Coach Amitabh as the first thing. Amitabh, you were on the other side of the fence for so many years as an entrepreneur yourself, and then you are on this side of the fence now. So what do you think is the common thread between the two, and how it helps you to connect with the business or entrepreneurs?
So I would say, in one word, it's focus. On the one side of the fence, it's total lack of focus because you're caught up doing too many things altogether. Firefighting at one stage, looking after recruitments on the other stage. I mean, you're involved in everything. And ultimately, you're running a treadmill, basically. Whereas we are supposed to, as businessmen and entrepreneurs, we're supposed to run a marathon. And so looking at it from the coach's point of view, I think this is where a coach comes in as a great guide, a great mentor, and someone who brings in a lot of experience and a lot of expertise in processes and systems, which normally businessmen and entrepreneurs of my level would never have known about. So this is where it really helps us.
Thank you. I think you put it very nicely. Also, Amitabh, in one of our seminars, you spoke very sweet thing about entrepreneurs being lonely. Can you elaborate something on that?
Yeah. So who does an entrepreneur speak with? I mean, as a businessman, if I'm thinking of myself as the MD of Print Supply Company, which by the way is a very, very successful business today. But while running this business, who do I speak with? I cannot speak to any of my colleagues who are appointed by me, my employees. I cannot take advice from them. We can discuss things, but I cannot take advice from them.
Yeah,
I cannot. I mean, in a friend circle also, you have certain reservations. You cannot really open up to anyone. But a coach is in a position where he's more like a teacher, like a mentor, where you can discuss things, and because of his experience and the value he brings to the table, you feel like talking about and taking advice. So that is where being lonely comes in, and that is where the loneliness is somewhere mitigated.
that's very, very true. I also experienced it to some extent in one of the consulting, 1 hour what we do after the seminar. One of the client told me the questions you are asking, nobody had ever asked me this question. I never thought about it. So I think that really resonates of coach and what is his role.
No, I would
Uh,
go a step further.
yeah,
I would go a step.
yeah,
Sorry, Coach
yeah,
Srikanth. I would go a
Yeah,
step
yeah.
further. I would say
excellent. Yeah,
we do think about things. It's not that we don't think about things. Knowledge is all there.
yeah,
Anyone who's running a successful business today does carry a certain degree of intelligence and knowledge inherent.
yeah,
But the point is that that knowledge is not utilized properly. It is not,
yeah.
as I said initially, not focused properly. So that is where
Yes.
the coach comes in. He brings to the fore the points which need to be taken care of very, very minutely and in a
Yeah,
systematic manner.
yeah. So that's very nicely. Thanks for that, Amitabh. So coming to Coach Molai, so you have been doing it for highest number of years, in almost 4 years, and more than 3 dozen coaches.
Yeah.
What are the three things you feel actually resonates and impacts a coachee during the whole process of Action Coach and coaching process?
Very interesting question, Coach Srikanth. The fact of the matter is, like Coach Amitabh was mentioning, is most business owners today, and this is my personal belief and our personal belief, are successful business owners. Right? But somewhere they hit the ceiling very quickly, and they're unable to scale up and move up that ceiling. They're unable to see the big vision. And I can quote n number of examples where business owners are not aware of even the market size and the market share. They think that they are doing exceptionally well, the market is competitive, and they are trying to do whatever they are trying to do. But if you look at basic mathematics, even if you're looking at in the Indian context, even if you're looking at a 5% market share for your business today, or I tell this to all my prospective clients, and the number of conversations that Coach Shrikant and I and Coach Amitav and I do with our prospects. Your number should be probably double or triple of what you're doing today. Unfortunately, there is this fear that the market is too competitive. There's too much of price war. There's too much of red ocean, and I can't manage teams, etc., etc. But fundamentally, like Coach Amitabh was saying, a lot of business owners are not stepping back and asking themselves, what else can I do to leverage on the growth that India is going to provide in the next 10 years? Everyone is looking at growing 10%, 15% year on year. And when I ask a question to business owners that what is the market growth rate? And in many cases, we have seen that businesses are growing slower than market. And when businesses are growing slower than market, they're actually degrowing because competition is coming and taking over their business. And when you bring these facts to light, that's where business owners feel that there is something else that needs to be done. The flip side is most of the business owners today have not been taught the generational that we are talking to, like Coach Amitabh and other business owners that we talk to. And I'm not talking about the current generation of business owners. I don't think Coach Amitabh was ever in his life taught on how to become a business owner, right? At that point in time, there were no institutions which were training people on how to become an entrepreneur. Everyone was teaching on how to become a great professional. So then, how do entrepreneurs learn the tricks of business, the trades, the methodologies of business? And Action Coach has been extremely helpful, because when Brad Sugar started off, he started off looking at that same motive. And it's not an Indian thing, it's a global thing, that till about 2010, there were hardly any institutions which were teaching business owners to become a business owner. They were all technicians. 0 to 10 was easy. 10 to 100 was difficult, because nobody taught them on how to scale up. And the Action Coach model that we all adopt, and about 4,500 coaches around the world adopt, helps them move from that 10 to 100. Because once you've reached 100, I think 1,000 is easy.
So thanks. I think for a business owner, where do you think he should start? Is it the breaking the barrier of fear, doing something new, or is it of just dreaming big, or is it of just getting into a typical coaching thing and follow the coach? Which will be easier, and which do you think should be the thing for him? One after the other.
I think Amitabh
Amitabh.
has been the champion of mindset, right? Changing of mindsets, because his mindset changed since the time we met in 2021. So I think I leave it to Amitabh to speak about that shift.
Typically, I mean, very honestly, I mentioned it to Coach Malay also, that if I had met him maybe 20 years back, things would have been very different for my business. What happens is that, everyone knows what is to be done. It's not that we don't know what is to be done. Everyone knows that this needs to be done. But how to do it, and what are the basic steps required, in a structured manner to do it, these are not known to any of us. So I think for the last 20 years in my own business, I was struggling to seek out someone who could guide me about certain things. And it was very haphazard, कभी किसी दोस्त से पूछ लिया, कभी किसी vendor के साथ बात हो रही है, तो try and gather some knowledge from there. And you keep trying to get bits and pieces of knowledge from here and there. Then during COVID, of course, there was a great opportunity to learn, because we had a lot of time on our hands. So that was one period in life which I really thank God for, because it made me get in contact with Coach Malay. And I realized, okay, there is a system available, there is a structure available, there is something which is already being done all over the world very successfully. There's a group of people who are helping business people like me to scale up and to get the groove. So this is where coaching comes in very, very handy. And
To add to that, Coach Amitabh, I think the most important element for a business owner is to be able to visualize where he wants to go. See, if as business coaches, if we encounter, and I'm sure all of us have encountered, the people who are doing 5 crores, 10 crores, and they're very happy with that. I am nobody, or we are nobody to tell them that why are you doing 5 crores? Because he says, I'm satisfied at 5 crores. And I'm using the money that I'm making and the time that I'm having to do something else that I would want to do. So the fundamental element comes in with the purpose, right? That purpose word is very critical. And I have seen people whose purpose of being an entrepreneur is to have a small business and use that time to do probably charity, see the world, spend time with the family, etc. None of us are in that situation to go and tell an entrepreneur your purpose is wrong, because that's his purpose. But if your purpose is that I want to grow my business, I want to scale up my business, I want to see the big dream, then there has to be something which we call the system for success. And we build that system in. And like Coach Amitabh rightly said, I have not seen any business owner who we work with who does not know what needs to be done. He knows what needs to be done.
Of course.
The only thing he doesn't know is how to prioritize, how to allocate time, how to allocate resources, look at basic numbers to be able to go from where he is today to where he wants to go. And that's where I think all three of us, and including the other action coaches around the world, can make a difference with the lives of the business owners.
For example,
I will also, yeah. Sorry, you carry on.
The very small thing, but very, very pertinent to this topic. For example, as a business owner, we all know we need a team. You can't have a business running around yourself, right? You need a team. Now, when you have a team, how do you appoint that team? Earlier, what used to be done was hold an interview, tell okay, you're required for this post, come and join in, and then expect him to start giving results. That's all wrong. I mean, that's not the way things work. You need to have proper job descriptions, position contracts. You need to teach the person what he's supposed to do, observe him doing what he's supposed to do, and then let him lose in the market. There is a structured way of doing this. And all this does not come naturally to a business owner because we are good at what we do, which is why we're running business. I mean, most of the business owners are either very good salespeople or very good accounts people.
Yes.
They know that, okay, they know the numbers, so they can do the business very well, or they know the product in the market very well, so they can do the business very well. But how to grow and scale it up so that they can sit back and see the business growing and enjoy the benefits of that business, that is something which requires a coach very, very badly, I would think.
So continuing, another thing which I also realized is that many of them, I completely agree with you. They know what needs to be done. They know their business. All of them are very passionate about their business and very proud of their business, and many of them run it very efficiently also. But sometimes the numbers and the commitment to do the budgeting, commitment to do the variance of budgeting, understanding through numbers where they are going will be a lacuna, or there will be gaps in that. Being alone, sometimes the owners take it as a month nahi karega, so maybe next quarter I'll do, second quarter I'll do. But then the ship already sails. Oh, time ho gaya rahega wo saal ka, and if he has to take some corrections, they will. I was quite heartening to see few people who are very serious about it, but they have not yet started. They agree that that needs to be done. So how do you think a coach can help us to put this type of it may not be really statutory, but very, very foundation of a business. And how can a coach help a client to do this on a very meticulous, regular way? Mola, you want to take that?
It is very absolute. It's a very, very interesting topic that you raised, Coach Shrikant, and it's intriguing for me for the last 4 years that I have been in this space. That most business owners don't behave like business owners. Most business owners have no clue about the numbers. And we were running, Coach Amitabh and I were running a seminar in Kolkata last week. There were about 30 odd people in the room. And Coach Shrikant, you will be surprised that 26 of them did not know what were their 22, 23 PL, unaudited PL. It intrigues me that if you're running a business, you don't know what your revenues are and you don't know what your profits are. Right? There's an audit hogas. When the audit happens in September, we will get to know. But by that time, 6 months have passed.
Yeah.
How do you take corrective actions? So one of the things that all of us as the firm and all coaches we look at is bring in a lot of focus on numbers and a lot of focus on writing down things. For most business owners, things are in the head, right? It's not documented. So like a simple thing like a business plan is missing. Your budgets for this year are missing. With one of our clients, they close at I don't want to share the numbers out here. They close at X amount of NP for 22-23. When we did the projected 23-24, and we were looking at a 60% growth, what do you think their NP would have come to, Coach Amitabh? Projected NP.
Sorry, on
10% plus.
So 6% was their actual NP of 22-23.
Okay.
And we're looking at a 60% growth.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And so we asked the CA firm to do a budget, a projected budget.
Okay.
What do you think their projected NP would be for 23-24?
I would think it should go up to at least 2x, 12%.
Okay, if not 2x, at least 50% to 8-9%.
10%.
10%. You know what was projected? It was projected at 2.5%.
My God.
You know why? Because they are saying that sales is growing by 60%, hence manpower cost will also go up by 60%.
That need not be.
That manpower cost will go up by 15-20%, right? Because you're getting in new people.
Absolutely.
It will not grow by 60%.
Yeah.
Your fuel cost will not go up by 60%.
Yes.
It was a simple pro rata कि 60% मैंने सब जगह लगा दिया, मैंने इनकम पे भी लगा दिया, मैंने कॉस्ट पे भी लगा दिया. Now these are fundamental, and these are qualified CAs who are projecting. Now,
Even
when we reworked on that, it came down to exactly what you said, 8.5%. So
even
this
sometimes
is where
the
coaches
gross
come and use that microscope and the magnifying glass and look at those things and ask the business owners that, do you know what you're doing?
So I was just saying, even sometimes I've seen the gross margin also being incorrectly calculated. So sales, revenue minus the material price divided by, instead of sales revenue, they'll end up putting the, material price. So it actually
Correct.
shows very high because the denominator is low.
Correct.
So that is something which is little away, taking it little
Sure.
deviation and to a different topic. How important do you think the time management of the owner is? Because most of the places, the owner plays the major, part of the running of the business. How do you counsel them? And it now that becomes a one-on-one type of a counseling, hand-holding, coaching a particular person instead of the whole business. How do you think? What do you think is the importance of time management of a owner, and how much time do you think he should be free to do the new initiatives? One of you, any
Coach
one of
Amitabh,
you.
you go. Coach Amitabh, you go.
You all,
You
yeah.
have wearing two hats.
I think I can write a book on this now. Basically, you never manage time. You just manage yourself. As Coach Malay always tells everyone,
Yeah,
it's impossible to manage time. Time will never stand still for anyone. So you have to manage yourself, and you have to make sure that you have to segregate and segment your work, delegate your work properly. You have to train up people to do your work for you so that you can be free to focus on the larger vision. A business owner need not get into the macro management and the micromanagement. All he needs to do is take an overview, and he should devote. In fact, that's one of the first things which really impressed me about the coaching system. That Coach Malloy told me that you do not need to really work on your business. You need to work on your business, not in your business, and you don't need to be there constantly. Earlier, my system was that I would come in the morning at 10 o'clock, leave at 6:37, and still have a whole lot of undone stuff which I needed to do the next day.
Yeah.
But now it's not like that. Take I can take days off. I can do
and go on your rides and disappear from Kolkata.
absolutely, and not only that, I can dedicate maybe around 1.5 to 2 days to coaching, which I really love, and because
Yeah.
it gives me a lot of satisfaction to share this knowledge which I'm finding, to share this learning with other business owners, helping them also reach a certain level in their lives. And that's very, very important. It's more, see, I'm going to be 60 this year. And it gives me a lot of satisfaction that I've reached a stage of life where I can share whatever I have learned in all these years. It has been a huge learning experience. 40 years of work is not a small time.
Yeah,
And it
of
has
course.
been, a real roller coaster ride at times. But it has been wonderful. At this stage in life.
Let me become the devil's advocate out here.
Yeah.
Right. When I started my coaching practice, and when I used to say the same thing, that you should focus more on the business and less in the business. Business owners felt that as business coaches, we have a magic wand. Chari ghumaya, in 6 months' time, they will have time. It doesn't work that way. There is a time investment that goes on into bringing in the systems. And the only person who can bring in systems and processes in a business is not the business coach, but the business owner. So if you're ready to invest about 12, 18, 24 months, because the brand of the business will still be built on your shoulders, you're making a transition. As a business owner, after my initial hiccups, after about 6 months, we realized that this magic wand thing works well. If you really want to scale up, you need to build the business on your shoulders. You need to find time after a certain amount of time investment has been made. If you are not ready to invest that 18-24 months in a business transformation, then it's a waste of time for everybody, including us, into trying to bring in a business coaching practice. A business has, like Coach Amitabh's business. This year you're doing 75 years, right? So, Coach, yeah, you're doing 75 years. So when we met, it was about 72, 73 years. The business was about 72, 73 years. You have done things a certain way for 72 years. You don't expect that to overnight change in 6 months. And your business is not meant to be only for the next 2 years. Your business is meant to be for another 75 years.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to invest another 2 years into bringing in the transformation, then it makes a lot of sense. So this is something, and we are all on the same page that we don't sign up clients because a client wants to sign up. We select our clients. Because if we don't see the mindset of longevity in this, it will not work for anybody of us. It's a waste of time and money. And Coach Shrikant, we were there together with a particular gentleman yesterday.
Yes,
And
exactly.
and this gentleman, Coach Amitabh, 70 crore business. He had hired somebody, and he says, "I've wasted 2 years of my time because everybody comes and makes those big promises. नहीं कल सब ठीक हो जाएगा, कल ठीक नहीं होगा sir. It will take time. It takes time to build a business. It takes time to make a change. And once you have made the change, then it is all about how much time you're working on the business rather than in the business.
And just to focus on
Nice.
one very important point again, who holds you accountable? As a business owner, you're not accountable to anyone. I was never accountable to anyone. I mean, who would question my action? Whether I wanted to do something in a quick jiffy or whether I want to really procrastinate, who's there to take, kind of take me to account? But with a coach, there's someone always prodding you and always holding you accountable. He's always questioning you that you have set a time frame to do a certain set of activities. Are they completed in time or not? That's very, very important. That's very, very important. Yeah, please, Coach Shrikant.
Yes,
Yeah,
Coach.
I think next one is a little bit technical. Since Molai asked me to do the moderation, I thought this is my chance to put a googly. So no, no, nothing.
I hope it's not a Shane one googly to my getting, because I don't want to be being bolted out here. Yes,
no,
Coach.
it's a simple one. Just wanted to
Yeah.
have your point of view on what do you think is more important, profitability or cash flow?
Coach Amitabh.
Cash is king.
Okay, let me come in here. Profitability is important, certainly very important. But becoming profitable at the cost of not generating cash in the system is detrimental to the business. Sometimes in the zest, and I've seen a lot of business owners want to scale up, India is growing, etc. Ye karo, wo karo, jaake becho. They move into to a very high degree of push sales. And when the push sales comes in, you're handing over the entire battle to your customer. Customer बोलेगा product बिका तो मैं पैसा दूंगा. Customer says, okay, you keep the product here, I will pay you after 45 days or 60 days or 90 days. Right? You've moved away, given him all the control. And a lot of salespeople who have not been trained on the ability to upsell and cross-sell are pushing sales just for the heck of making that sale.
True. Yeah.
We know the simple example of a McDonald's, right? When we step into to buy a burger, there are people who are the young boy or the young girl is constantly upselling to us. But we as salespeople or we as business owners don't believe that we need to learn on how to sell. So when this selling process goes awry and you're pushing sales, you will see good deal of sales, you will see a good deal of profitability. But then collections become a challenge. And when collection becomes a challenge, your cash flow becomes a challenge. A lot of cases I've seen in my coaching days, the salesperson is scared of asking for money. अगर उससे पैसा मांगा तो मुझे वो नेक्स्ट टाइम ऑर्डर नहीं दिया तो क्या होगा? So you're scared of asking for money. In most cases, the AR is a function of not of anything else, but we not asking for our money, and which is our rightful due. Cash flows get affected. And also when you're scaling up unplanned, your vendors may not be prepared. So you start having a high level of inventory. When you're having a high level of inventory, your cash flows again get impacted. So while scale up is important, while sales is important, while profitability is important, never ever lose focus on cash.
Cash.
Cash is the thing. If you have cash, you can do multiple things. Otherwise, that we have Coach Amitabh and Coach Shrikant, you would know how many companies have gone into the NPL
Yeah,
route
true.
last
Very
5
sad.
years.
Yeah.
Very
And with
sad,
high
right?
turnovers and with
Right,
growth also.
1,000 crore turnover and so on and
Growing
so forth.
also. No money.
No money. No money to pay people. So if you have to run a business, you need to have control on your cash. It's better to have a 1 crore business with a 10% profitability and no credit in the no AR in the market rather than have 1,100 crore business
Absolutely.
with 50 crore AR in the market.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Coach
So
Amitabh, how do
going,
you manage
yeah.
your cash? Let me get some secrets so that I can send you a bigger invoice.
So I learned this very early in life. I learned this very early in life. Uh, it was, I think, in the year 2000. We were mainly dealing majorly in consumables at that stage, and there used to be in the last week of the month used to be absolutely mayhem because we had to pay off our vendors to get the next month's supplies, and payments would never come in on time. And it was crazy. I mean, I lost most of my hair at that stage in life. So one fine day, there was a certain instance because of which I took a decision on one day that I'm not going to give credit in the market the way we were doing so
Oh, is
far.
it?
Yes, one fine day. I called my entire sales team. I had a team of around 4 salespeople at that stage. I called them into the office and I told them that from today, we are not giving credit. Whatever we are selling on cash only. 3 of them resigned the same day. They thought, Satya gaya hai.
My God.
Yeah, they just left.
Pagal ho gaya.
Pagal ho gaya. So one guy stuck on. Today he's running his own business, selling on cash.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I took that decision, and ever since that day, I realized that business has grown multifold because I got more time to focus on more productive areas of the business. I could look around for better products. I could look for solutions which I could offer to my customers, and this has really helped me. Today, I'm in a position where my outstandings, I might be getting some money from the market. Obviously, you cannot have zero outstanding, but it's never in a critical or dangerous stage. It's a very, very comfortable state all time. So this is something which is very important. As Coach Malay said, cash is very, very important. You need to know where your money is coming in from, where it is stagnating, because stagnant money is like stagnant water. It'll only lead to ruin, nothing else.
And Coach Shrikant, while you asked this question today on the 1st of a month, I'm sure 99% of the SME, MSME owners are today tearing their hair off.
Absolutely. Yeah.
मेरा next 5 दिन का salaries, etc. ये overhead costs, credit card bills कहाँ से आए? From where will I pay all of this? And it's a very sad state of affair because they put in so much of effort. They have so much of passion in the business that they're doing. They invest so much of personal life into the business. But this 25th to 5th of the month, I think they actually lose a lot of years of their life just by focusing on how to get that cash.
Yeah.
And even today, I see some business people really struggling, and I feel sad for them. And I try and guide them, try and tell them that, okay, this is not how you're supposed to live your life. But still, it's a question of mindset. People don't understand that they can change if they want to. If they want things to change, they are the ones who are responsible for it, and they can change. As business people, we think ये तो ऐसे ही सिस्टम चलता है मार्केट के अंदर में, अगर हम वहां पे क्रेडिट नहीं देंगे तो हमारा माल नहीं बिकेगा. People have got fixed mindsets and very, very closed ideas. They have to come out of that. So mindset is one very, very important thing. Like Coach Malloy said initially, if you really want things to change, you have to change yourself. Without changing yourself, you cannot change your environment. That's very, very important.
And to take an example, Coach Shrikant, there's this company, and again, I'm not going to take names out here, uh, a large brand in Kolkata. So when we started working with them in December 2021, we saw that about 60% of their AR was greater than 200 days,
My God.
right? And we took a stance that over the next 12 months, we will reduce it to that 30% of the AR only should be greater than 90 days. There was a lot of resistance from the sales team. Like in Coach Amitabh's case, his teams went, नहीं मेरा wholesaler नहीं देगा orders, ये नहीं देगा, वो नहीं देगा. We did reach our goals, but in a year from then, we went into 30% greater than 105 days, within 105 days. But that was a
It's a big
huge
change.
shift, huge
Huge
shift.
shift.
And the business could now look at what are the new products we can work on, what are the new investments we can make, because there was cash available.
Yeah, working
It
capital
was
will be that much more easier and less stressful for them.
correct. And in most of the products that we are selling today, it's more of commoditized. You hardly see any product which is a true value proposition where you can go and demand a high margin. But when the margins are weak, and if a lot of that margin is getting wiped out by your working capital interest, what is it that is left at the end of the day for the business owner?
But what value does he add? That is very important.
Yeah,
Exactly,
that is very important. Yes.
exactly.
So very nice. My googly has been very well played. I'm very tactfully. Amitabh sent the superstar to bat first, and then followed up with a century. So very well played. Thank you very much. My last question is
Yeah,
on team. I don't want to. I would like to answer it in a different way. So
sure.
you have been seeing teams, and you have been coaching teams, and you are inspiring teams. Can you give one anecdote? Of course, with the confidentiality, you may not be able to tell that client, but some
Yeah.
incident or anecdote where you have seen a coachee or a client really working on making the teams better, inspiring the teams, making the teams coming together and taking more delegation, anything concerned which has a positive change on the team. My last question.
Amitabh, you want to go first?
No, I would not say anything on this. This is
Hmm.
something which I'll leave you to do. But I'll highlight something very, very coincidental, which I find quite interesting and funny at the same time. We keep referring to our clients as coaches. Now, kochi in Bengal means absolutely green and raw.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that.
Amitabh, don't get into further clarification of the word coaching. That will be detrimental to the entire thing. But very well
I'm
said.
talking
I
about
can imagine.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, but a great similarity, right? If the coachee truly starts
Right.
changing his mindset into a coachee format, that I am raw, I am ready to learn. Because there's this fantastic thing that I read the other day, that if you lock up individuals, one a 70-year-old guy and a 5-year-old guy with a walking stick in two different rooms, and you record it, you will see the old man walking around the room with that walking stick like a walking stick. But at the same time, if you record what the young kid is doing, he's sometimes using it as an umbrella, he's sometimes using a walking stick, sometimes he's using it as a rifle, sometimes he's using it as a stick to beat people around. Our mind is very, very open at that stage. But to come back to the last question that Coach Shrikant asked, business owners need to move away, and I'm going to use some slightly strong words. Coach Amitabh, please pardon me, because you're also a business owner, from a slightly selfish perspective. A business is meant to do two things. One, help satisfy the business owner's personal goals, and also to help satisfy the personal goals of the employees. A business owner who comes into a business, an employee who comes into a small business, he's not come into a large brand like Coach Shrikant. You have worked for a very, very large brand. You have worked for Unilever, right? People would give their left arm and right hand and leg to work for Unilever. I have worked for G Healthcare. I worked for Merck. Right. So people want to work for those brands. But in most of the 70 million, 80 million small and medium businesses that exist today in the MSME sector, it is not a brand that attracts the employee. If an employee joins, he wants to know that by working with that organization, how can his personal goals get fulfilled? And if he doesn't see that example of his personal goals getting fulfilled, he will keep on changing the ships. He will move from one organization to another. Attrition rates will be very high. So there's this company in Kolkata where we were having the same conversation. Attrition rate is very high. So one thing that all of us do is something that we call the visioning exercise. It is not the mission of the vision; it's the visioning exercise. So one day we planned it out, and the business owner stood in front of the team, about 30 member, and he says, "Today we are in 2023. Do you know where I want to be in 2030?" And none of them have a clue because the business owner had not shared his dreams with them. And he says, by 2030, I want to be listed as an IPO. 5 people stood up of the 30 and said, "Sir, now we know why we are working here and why we should be working here. In 5 years from now, we can go and tell the world that I am also working for an IPO listed entity." And obviously, when you're a listed entity, you see your career growth, you see your monetary growth. But please, business owners, go out and do your visioning with the team. Because when you do the visioning with the team, your team stays with you longer. You treat them as an employee. The employee will look at the day he joins your organization, he has updated his LinkedIn profile and his Naukri portal, and he started looking for another job. So please look at this. So this is a very, very important aspect of visioning that the business owner should be doing with the team.
So thank you both of you. It has been a nice last 40 minutes. We touched upon many aspects of the business. I think we should do it more often.
So can I add something here?
Sure.
I think like we discussed, we will do it once a month. Today was an overview on the various aspects. From next month onwards, we will get into one topic and have a detailed deep dive conversation. Right?
We'll do that.
So that we can share the knowledges that we have learned, all of us have learned from our corporate world, from the entrepreneurship journey of Coach Amitabh, from the business coaching that we have done, our experiences, and help people become a better business owner.
So thank you very much. Thank you, Coach Amitabh. Thank you, Malay sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach Amitabh. Any final comments?
No, that's about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being with us. And Coach Srikanth, thank you for moderating this fantastic webinar. Just a quick reminder: next Saturday we are running a webinar on how to scale up your business and build business legacies. We have been doing these seminars around the country, but obviously because of limitations, we can't do it in every city of the country or globally. So we are running this, we are doing a 2-hour seminar, 11 to 1 o'clock next Saturday, 8th, where we will give you a structured methodology for how you can build your business. You will get to learn on how to grow your sales by about 40% and profit by 60% in 18 months. Learn on what Coach Srikanth was saying on the things that you need to do to manage your teams better, on how to create business plans. So people who are watching us on Facebook Live or people who will watch us later on YouTube, please send in your contact coordinates and our teams will reach out to you with the registration link. This is absolutely complimentary and there is no riders attached to it. So please feel free to register. It's on a webinar model and you can come and learn as much as you can. Thank you very much for Coach Srikanth and Coach Amitabh.
Thank you.
And have a great weekend and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.